welcome to Brandverse. I'm Shibani Gharat. Let's get you the latest updates from the world of advertising and marketing. First up, the Maharashtra Food and Drug Administration has clamped down on star-studded endorsements, issuing official show-cause notices to Bollywood actors Shah Rukh Khan, Ajay Devgan and Tiger Shroff. The regulator alleges that their campaign for Vimal Ilaichi amounts to surrogate advertising for Vimal Pan Masala, a product currently banned from manufacture, distribution and sale in Maharashtra. Now, according to FDA, using the brand name Vimal Ilaichi creates a direct association with the restricted tobacco-related product, potentially misleading the consumers. These three A-listers, in fact, have been given 15 days to respond and submit their endorsement contracts, while the agency has directed them to immediately cease participating in the campaign and pull down all related media posts from their official platforms. Now, moving on, a slice of India's industrial nostalgia is making a comeback. HMT Watches has clocked more than 35 lakhs in sales in Bengaluru on Independence Day, with thousands of customers turning up for limited edition and rare timepieces. The response was so strong that queues stretched for nearly 2.5 kilometers. The surge in demand is giving fresh momentum to Union Heavy Industries Minister H.D. Kumaraswamy's efforts to revive HMT Watches manufacturing operations. Now, HMT, once a household name synonymous with Indian watchmaking, shut its main watch manufacturing operations in 2016 after years of financial losses. But this Independence Day, the brand's appeal across generation was clearly on display, showing that for HMT, the challenge may not be finding the customers, but turning nostalgia into a sustainable revival story. Now, finally, Instagram has changed its word mark for the first time in nearly a decade, but the internet isn't exactly impressed. The design, which mixes cursive and print styles, has sparked a wave of jokes that it looks more like Instagram than Instagram. Now, while the company calls it cleaner, more modern, users are questioning the readability and whether this refresh was really necessary. Now, let's get on with the rest of the show. Luxury bath maker and kitchen major Kohler is celebrating 20 years in India, with Chair and CEO David Kohler confirming the brand is doubling down on the market with a fresh investment of over $100 million over the next 5 to 10 years. Speaking to ET Now, Kohler highlighted the vast majority of its products sold locally are designed specifically for the Indian consumers, blending expressive local aesthetics with global technology. He revealed that innovations tailored for India, such as specialized shower design for women that avoids wetting hair and shower heads with a built-in water filtration, are now being rolled out globally. Looking ahead, Kohler plans to expand its footprint beyond Tier 1 metros into top 100 cities, alongside a push into smart toilets, digital showering and home wellness products. Let's listen into this chat to find out more. As Kohler celebrates 20 years in India, we are now joined in by David Kohler on his India visit. Thank you so much for joining us on ET Now, and congratulations on 20 years, 2 decades in the country. What have been the key milestones of this 2-decade journey, Mr. Kohler?
Thank you, Shibani. It's been a remarkable journey. When we started 20 years ago, we really started from scratch. We decided that the best way to really enter India was to build out our whole infrastructure and team and organization and capability here in India. So we started with a manufacturing facility in Gujarat. Now today it's a state-of-the-art facility. We make multiple product lines in the facility, from electronics to ceramics to faucets, across finishes and colors. It's really a great capability we have here. And then we built distribution across the country. So we have 800 beautiful points of sale across the country. We have 7 experience centers or studios across the country. We built an organization from marketing all the way through sales, administration, supply chain operations, so a full organization here in India. And then, of course, we built the brand. And Kohler is a global brand, as you know, a luxury brand.
Right.
And we built the brand into a position where it's now top of mind awareness here in India.
Right.
We're the #1 luxury brand in India. So I think you could say, you know, looking over this period, it's been an incredible journey. And I think most important has also been developing a product line suited for India. So
absolutely, because Indian homes are way different as compared to many of the global homes that we see. We are moving towards some of the global trends, and we're catching on that, but we have like a distinct style when it comes to homes in India.
Yeah,
so how
exactly.
have you customized?
And I think key to our success in India has been our design and engineering team here in India. So
right.
we design for India, we build for India. And, you know, the tastes are a bit different. The style's a bit different. The expressiveness is a bit different.
Right.
Now, we bring our global design thinking as
right.
well and combine our product lines with global lines as well as Indian lines. But I must say the vast majority of our sales today in India are designed for India. And some really beautiful, expressive designs and colors and finishes have all been developed for this Indian consumer who wants something with a little more personality and difference and wants to personalize their homes, is really an example of their lifestyle and their tastes.
Right. What is the striking insight about Indian homes that that you personally thought was very interesting in this 2-decade journey in India, that really took you by surprise?
Well, I think some of the most amazing homes in the world
right.
are designed and built here in India. Some just fabulous estates and homes. And I think just the breadth of design and the strength of design you see here in India, from the neoclassical, traditional, all the way through very contemporary. But these homes have the best products, the best technology, the best materials, and they're really designed exquisitely. You also have an incredible group of architects and interior designers right here in India that are not only designing these homes in India, but all over the world.
Right. And now, since you finished 2 decades in the country, where are your big bets for the market, for the India market, for the next decade? Where are you placing your bets
Well, we're
on?
doubling down on India. This is the fastest growing market in the world. It's one of our best markets in the world. And really, you look at the strength, it's not going away. Your capital markets are strong, the real estate markets are strong, your tech sector is strong. So this market's going to continue to grow. So we're investing in our manufacturing facility here, continuing to expand it, continuing to expand our product line and our commercial footprint. So this is going to be one of the hottest markets in the world for us.
Within India, which are the growth markets that Kohler is looking at, like growth markets, and where do your investments lie? You mentioned that on your visit, you visited Delhi.
Yeah.
You are here in Mumbai,
Yeah.
and you visited, of course, your manufacturing facility
Yeah.
in Gujarat. Yes. What other markets are showing the promise for you?
Well, I think, all the tier 1 cities, and you've talked about some of them, but, Bangalore, Hyderabad, our next studio is going to be in Calcutta.
Right.
But all of these tier 1 cities and now tier 2 cities are going to be important markets for us here. Also, we're expanding into wellness products and spa at home. And that whole area, wellness is one of the biggest trends in the world. It's an absolute mega trend. People want spa-like products and technologies in their home.
Yeah.
It's merging with the bathroom. So we see that trend very much alive here in India as well.
And I was, in fact, reading a report that, there is a huge uptick in luxury retail in the country.
Yeah.
So how is that shaping your strategy for the India market? What does it mean or translate for you?
Yeah. We have a great experience online and offline. We have a great digital AI-enabled offline experience or online experience, but our offline experience is equally important. We think that people want to see, touch, and feel our products, and we want to create immersive experiences. So we have Kohler Experience Centers right here in Mumbai. We have one in Delhi. We also have one in Bangalore. And then we're building out Studio Kohlers, these immersive showrooms across the country as well. So we think these are fabulous ways for people to see the Kohler brand and all we have to offer, as well as some of our other brands like Callista, which is a luxury brand that we're bringing to India.
Right. And having said that, then I must ask you the golden question. What is the kind of investment that Kohler is making or has earmarked for the India market? Any figure that you would
we've
like
already
to share?
invested hundreds of millions of dollars in India.
Right.
And, certainly over the next 5 and 10 years, it'll be at least 100 million more.
And what about innovations? Are you getting some of your global innovations to the country? I remember at CES, I interacted with a toilet.
Yes. Yes.
So are you getting some of those innovations to the India market?
Yeah, the Indian consumer wants, the top technology in the world. So smart toilets are growing fast here. And we have the best design, highest technology smart toilets in the world. That is an important part of our product line. Digital showering, we're introducing digital showering into the Indian market. And that allows for personalization, amazing functionality and experience in the shower. So all of these things are really important to the market.
As a leader of Kohler, what is the innovation that you are most excited about? I know everyone speaks about AI and everything has AI in it. What is it that you are personally more excited about? And how are, some of your products customized, probably using that AI for, like for a better in-shower or in-bathroom experience?
I love all of our products, and they span from high technology to high artistry. And I think that's one of the incredible things about Kohler is our creative soul. We love craft, and we love things like artist editions, beautiful decaled, artistic lavatories and basins, all the way to beautifully finished faucets, to high technology smart toilets, digital showering, and things like that. So if you go to my home, it's this combination of, very artistic, exquisite finishes and colors, as well as high technology, all smart toilets, all digital showering. But it's a blend. It's a blend of craft and it's a blend of technology.
We have seen markets such as China and Japan, completely redefine that in-bathroom experience for anyone visiting even the hotels or homes of some of these, in some of these regions. So what are some of the trends that you're picking from these markets and getting it to the markets worldwide, especially when it comes to innovation?
Certainly smart products is a key trend, but also sustainability. Sustainability, water conservation, very important in India and around the world. So all of our products are designed for the environment as well, to conserve water without compromising performance. For instance, we have showers with the water mine technology, we call it, that work in very fluctuating pressure environments like India and with hard water. So products like these are not only high performance, but they also work in the Indian conditions and they're sustainable. So I think that's really a key going forward, is to bring products with technology and beauty, but also sustainability.
Right, and you hit the nail right there when you spoke about water conservation, because this is something that India faced due to the El Nino effect. We don't have a very high water tax, but of course, conservation is a big issue. Are some of your products in the India market, made with that inside? They're customized for India to have, greater conservation when especially during, drought months like the month of April and May.
Our water closets would use 3.4 liters of water, so very low consumption, high performance. So from toilets to showers, all of our products here are designed for the environment.
On that note, it is time for us to take a short break. You don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on the other side of this break. Welcome back. You're watching Brandverse. Now, advertising veteran MG Parmeshwaran says the advertising world has changed dramatically, driven by digital media, Gen Zs, and the growing focus on metrics. But he stresses that brands must stay authentic, respond quickly to the consumer backlash, and above all, never lose the power of good storytelling. Let's listen into this chat as he speaks to us on the sidelines of the launch of the 10th edition of his book, Nawab, Nudes and Noodles. Today on Brandverse, we are joined in by advertising Veteran, best-selling author of several books on advertising and marketing that he's written, and also a wonderful human being, Ambi Parmeshwaran. Thank you so much for joining us today on ET Now. First up, I read Nawab Nudes and Noodles 10 years ago, the first edition that you launched back in 2016. Ambi, help us understand what has changed in the world of advertising in the last 10 years that you've captured through this book, considering someone like you who spent like over 4 decades in this field.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you, Shivani, for inviting me onto your show. And thank you for reading my book 10 years ago. And again, thank you for going through the new one. Obviously, a lot of things have changed in the last 10 years. The way we consume media has dramatically changed.
Yes.
The way we interact with television has changed. Television now become almost like a personal device today. Smartphones are everywhere. So a lot of things have changed. And so it was time that I said, look, let me take a look at some of the changes. Obviously, I can't capture all the changes. So what I've done is to slice and dice it a bit and say, look, these are the interesting trends that I'm noticing, which, 10 years ago, I wouldn't have expected this to be on media.
Right.
And today a brand is actually communicating this. This is something very remarkable. So that's how the whole idea started. I mean, people have been writing to me saying, last few years, the book continues to sell. So last few years, I've been getting messages from people saying, when are you going to do an updated version?
Right.
So that's how this got triggered and the book got written. Yeah.
Right. Here, through this book, you've spoken about Nawabs, which is, of course, the royalty for us Indians. Nudes, where you captured, the sort of censorship and the conversations that happened in the 90s. Noodles, of course, the big noodle phenomena via Maggie that, India had to go through like a couple of decades ago. If you were to add like a fourth N to this Nawab Nudes and Noodles, what would that be, Ambi?
Maybe numbers.
Numbers.
Yeah, numbers.
Yes.
Because, advertising, unfortunately, I should say, is being held ransom by the number people. Right. So everything is seen as metrics, numbers, so many clicks, so many impressions, so many visions, so it's all become numbers.
Yeah.
Which is not a good thing because finally, advertising is about telling engaging stories about brands.
Right.
And sometimes the numbers don't show up.
Right.
The numbers don't show up for the first week, first 10 days. Sometimes your big campaigns just run for a month and there is no uptick, but it's really after 2-3 months it starts showing up. So I would say, Nawab, you noodle numbers and I'll put a question mark.
Awesome. Ambi, you also interact with a lot of young students through, your teaching in various B schools around the country. What is the single most thing, that is shaping, the new consumer behavior when it comes to, something that you've picked up via your conversations with the Gen Zs and the Gen Alphas when you go to teach at these B schools?
Yeah, well, one, I'm very engaged in the B school ecosystem. I'm an adjunct professor at SPJMR, Bhavans. I work in their Andheri campus. I also go occasionally to teach at IIM Ahmedabad and IIM Calcutta. And I do get to interact with the students in these places. And you realize that, of course, these are not your typical average consumers, but they are the more, I would say, more aware consumers. So in the book I've quoted, one of the students was talking and he said, look, today we have become skin intellectuals. We become skin intellectuals. So we are looking at, for skin, we want specific ingredients. So consumers are becoming more selective, more perceptive, and that's a sign which I'm seeing from them. They're also a little impatient. Right, they want to move fast, and that's something which I see in my class. It's actually more difficult to engage them today than what it used to be. So those are challenges.
But are brands catching up to that? Because, so much has changed and you're someone who has worked through the era when there was print was dominant. Radio was, of course, like a passing medium. Television, was a newcomer back then. And now digital 15-second verticals. And even that is not grabbing their attention now with so much content that we see online. So what should brands learn at this point in time?
I think will television continue? I think even the most biggest experts say television will continue in some form. Okay, I was doing some research for a class I'm teaching tomorrow, and I'm finding that various generational cohorts are reacting very differently. You have the Gen Z, whose starting and ending is with the smartphone.
Right.
Their whole journey to look for things and buy things is all through Insta and things like that. At the same time, you have millennials who behave somewhat differently, and then the baby boomers and the next generation behave very differently. So everyone doesn't behave the same way.
Right.
And even among them, I see product category to product category there is different. So the same, Gen Z will behave one way with, let us say, a cosmetic, right, or a fashion accessory.
Right.
Where they are willing to pick up something, they see an influencer saying that I use this raspberry cream on my face, it worked very well, $400, they order it, right? They see an influencer video and they order it. Will they do the same thing for a mobile phone, which will cost 10,000 rupees, 20,000 rupees? They will not. So their behavior also changes. But I think the soft underbelly seems to be millennials, Gen Z, who are willing to spend 1,000, 2,000 rupee types. They almost the entire purchase completely happens on that Insta reel. They see an Insta reel saying this is a nice looking kurta, it costs $1,500. Click, buy, over.
Yeah.
Right? So this whole...
And Meta is doing all that they can to close the loop for this
Correct. So the Insta reel itself from the influencer will say click here to buy, and you click and it's done. But will the same consumer, the same Gen Z buy, let's say, a car that way, or even a more expensive mobile phone or a laptop? They will not. You still find them doing what I call omni-channel shopping. As we go to shops, look at it, and then go home, maybe order it. But then they do want to have a touch and feel. So different types of consumers behave differently. And advertising, in advertising, a problem is how do you catch them? And that's where companies are trying out long format. At one time you think attention span is coming down. It's only 1 minute. Not even 1 minute now, 30 seconds, not even 30 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds. But at the same time, we're seeing some phenomenally good piece of work happening. In the book, I've talked about 2 or 3. One is that, of course, Samsung service film, where the Samsung TV service technician is driving up to go and service a TV, which is there in a blind children orphanage, right? A very long story, told very beautifully. And I was told that YouTube was one of the most highly viewed films in the YouTube network, right? Phenomenal. There was another one made a little after the COVID thing called the Pooja Didi. Right. Now she has a dairy farm and a dairy which sells paneer and milk and all that. And post-COVID, people don't have jobs. So she decides to employ these people. And she doesn't have money, so she sells a car to give them salary. And then the whole community finds out that she's employing people like that, and the whole community comes and buys paneer from her.
Right.
Apparently, that film started off as a 1-minute film, ended up being a 7-minute film.
Right.
It was phenomenally successful.
Right. Ambi, you noted 2 campaigns, and both have some purpose attached to it. How is Gen Z also redefining the purpose that brand stands for? Because they are quick to even see through whether this is like short-term like bait to get sales and going, or a long-term commitment towards that purpose, and they don't hesitate when it comes to calling it out over there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even a big brand like Pepsi got into trouble globally, right? That Kylie Jenner ad where she gives a flower to the for the soldier or something like that. Now, obviously, you cannot kind of attach a purpose to your brand from somewhere. But if you look at the Samsung film, which was core based on we provide good service, right? It's about service technician going to a place where he's got a complaint. It just turns out that complaint is from an orphanage, right? So you need to make sure that it is straight fitted with your brand properly.
Right.
And you cannot suddenly start saying that I am a holier than thou brand because I espouse causes. Because the whole thing about purpose-driven marketing has come under a cloud globally.
Right.
Right. People are saying, look, consumers are not going to buy a brand because of some larger purpose. First of all, the brand has to perform a role. Right. If I buy a TV, it has to work. If it doesn't work, your service technician should come.
Right.
Right. So that is something which I think people are today very conscious about.
Well, with that's a wrap on this edition of Brandverse. Goodbye from me, Shubhani Gharat, and the entire team of ET Now.